This is a tutorial for an oscilloscope, and I want to show you some of the things that you can do with it. I will open the oscilloscope. Now to start, you have to hit record, which is this red button, and you will have to allow the computer to use your microphone. Hello, 1, 2, 3. Now, you're pretty familiar with this way of looking at sound, but you can also zoom in into the sound. So instead of watching a few seconds of sound, we can get closer and closer. Hello, 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 hello. Notice this bar here. This is the amount of time that we are seeing. So what we're seeing here is called the waveform, and it represents how the membrane in the microphone is moving back and forth because it's being pushed and pulled by the air. When the air vibrates, it pushes and pulls the membrane in the microphone, and you can visualize it through an oscilloscope. This oscilloscope has been modified so you can also play with it. For example, you can stop it and select something and play it. This oscilloscope has been modified. 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 So you can play it many times. You can also loop it. This oscilloscope has been modified. This oscilloscope has been modified. This oscilloscope has been modified. You can change the location of the loop. This oscilloscope has been modified. This oscilloscope has been modified, so you can also play with it. Has been modified, so you can also play with it. So you can also play with it. You can change the length of the loop. So you can also play with it. So you can also play with it. So you can also so you can also so you can Other things you can do, for example, is to create many loops at the same time. So I will loop this. Now, another thing you can do is create different layers of sound. For example, you can create a loop and sing on top. This oscilloscope has been, 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 this oscilloscope. Now we'll play the whole thing back. This oscilloscope has been, 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 this oscilloscope has been. Very good. Now you can do some other things. For example, you can select something and change the speed at which that is played. Let's see. Let's start with this. This oscilloscope let's record something new. Hello, hello, how are you doing? I'm doing all right. Now let's select something, play it back. How are you doing? Now let's see what happens when we change the speed. Let's speed it up a little bit. How are you doing? How are you doing? Or let's slow it down. Very good. Now let's keep it sped up, and then let's speed that up and slow this down. Now let's see how the whole recording looks like. Hello, hello. How are you doing? I'm doing okay. Now you can also do some things like reverse the sound. Let's see. Hello, hello. Let's reverse that. And you can also add reverb. Let's loop the whole thing and then add reverb to it. So first reverb. So you can see that these tools allows you to visualize sound, and it allows you to play with sound, and it allows you to understand how a signal changes when you apply these signal processing techniques, and how that makes the sound to change. Thank you very much.